Hello, traders. A lot of you have actually requested me to look at US oil. So this is my analysis on US oil, crude oil, WTI. Thanks for joining me here. So if I look at the 6 month time frame on US oil, what has happened here is that market has created this W pattern, right? It's a complex one because we have another W pattern inside it. So when we have something like this, the market tries to do what? It tries to stay within the boundary of this structure. So what I mean by that is the market reached this particular high and now it is trying to settle somewhere around here. So this is very crucial for the oil, right? This particular level, this section here, because if it actually closes above on 6 month candle, then it will try to stay up above that for next 6 months as well. So right now, because this is below, what we can expect is that ultimately oil is going to go down in next 6 months or so. Why I'm telling you about this? Because this is how the direction is decided. You look at the higher time frame and then you look at what the market could be doing. So if I go to the 3 months time frame now 3 months time frame, the market has this candle. If you see, this candle has actually closed below this previous structure area, which means that market wants to go down. But right now, what it is trying to do is actually just go back up a little bit, test few of these levels in the process here, somewhere around here, before it starts to fall down. Why is it going to fall? First of all, it is overextended. Second one is because we have a W pattern, and when W pattern completes, the market goes down. We have another W pattern. Okay, so that is also another one, which is also telling us that it can fall down. So that's 3 months time frame. Now, if I go to the monthly time frame, this is what is happening. Again, we have another W pattern here, which is basically like this. This is not one of the nicest ones, but nonetheless, this actually has worked. And because this W pattern was like a weird one, what it did when the market fell down, it did not go all the way to the first profit target. It actually reached the shallow profit target. That's what happens when the market becomes parabolic. When a market becomes parabolic and when it starts to have a correction, it starts to go to the first shallow target. Okay. Now, if I go to the weekly time frame, the market is simply consolidating, which is natural, right? After a parabolic move, it tries to go, it takes a little bit of correction, goes to shallow profit target, and then it starts to consolidate. Why? Because it wants to test few levels before it starts to take further corrections. If I go to the daily time frame, this is what this market is doing. This entire area is going to be cleared at some point in time. The market is going to fall through this at some point in time. This is very, very overextended. So this is going to get cleared. Now, when it is going to happen, nobody knows, right? It can take days, weeks, months, but it is going to happen at some point in time. So what we have right now is actually there are two scenarios. One is an M pattern. Okay, so this is what it is going to do, but for that the midpoint has to be broken, obviously. Then the second scenario is the W pattern here, which is like this, and it can bring the price back up into previous structure around somewhere around here, and after that it can fall down. Now if it falls down again, there will be an M pattern like this. Okay, so because we have M and W patterns embedded within each other, right? This is how they form. Now if I show you smaller time frame, if I go to the 4 hour time frame, what's happening there is something like this. So we have this W pattern which we just saw. Okay, so that is quite a possibility. If this midpoint is broken, then market is looking for somewhere around here near about 124 or so, right? We'll see those levels in a second. Then in this structure, we have another W pattern forming, which is like this. So if the midpoint is broken, then we are looking for movement into this area somewhere around here near about 112. We have a gap available here around 112. So the market can reach that, but the midpoint has to be broken. Okay. Now, once it has reached that area, it can fall down and then go back up. Then this midpoint needs to be tested and then fall back down and then go back up. So these are all the scenarios which can actually play out. So all of these levels can act as support and resistance, hence your profit targets, hence your opportunity areas, hence look stop loss levels, whatever depending on how the market actually where the market is coming from, they can act as profit targets and stop loss level and also opportunity areas. Now, even in this structure, if I go to the smaller time frame, right, we have several WNM patterns forming. So we have this W pattern here, right? The market fell down. Now it is forming another one. Now this is actually gearing up a very nice, good move. right? It can actually, if the market picks up really good momentum, it is going to go all the way to this level here where we have this like the gap available. Okay, so these are all the scenarios that we have got. On the bearish side of things, we have another thing which is very important, which actually was going to actually work out, but it did not last time. It created a fake movement into this. So this is how it is looking, right, on a higher time frame. This is an FCP zone here. Okay, and then we have a level here, which is also important. Now this is a gap up level here. There is a gap up level here, and the market is going to ultimately reach there. And if it starts to go bearish, then these levels are going to be very, very important, right? This FCP zone, this one, and I believe there was another one. Okay, no, so okay, these are two zones basically. One is gap zone here, another one is FCP zone. Now obviously these can be modified, and finer details, like if I get an opportunity, then I will publish those finer details, like finer levels. But you got an idea, like how what it can do. This is the profit target of that entire bigger W pattern, near about 122. Okay, this FCP zone is around 111, 112, near about there. This level is around 107. Okay, so if it starts to go up, then 107 is going to be like the first area, and then after that we are looking for 112, 111, 112, near about there, because we have a gap available around 112.5. Okay, so these are all the scenarios, and so far it is looking bullish because the market has broken this structure. So the next level to watch out for is going to be 107 or so. So if you enjoyed this analysis, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, and share it with other traders and trading communities, because they can also benefit from this analysis, right? Okay, I'll see you in the next one.